There are maybe a dozen streets in Los Angeles where the view does the negotiating for you. This is one of them. Inside that red line sits a lot of roughly 18,000 square feet in the bird streets, and the house on it is not trying to be the tallest thing on the ridge. It is trying to be the quietest, $79 million, 15,200 square feet. 5 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms. Paul McClean drew it. Marmel Redziner furnished it 2 names that rarely appear on the same listing. Then the edge of the main pool, with nothing between it and the city. No railing. No neighbor's roofline. Most hillside homes in Los Angeles borrow a view. This one sits on top of it, a house where the front walkway is a bridge over a swimming pool, and the elevator travels up through the water. If that is the kind of design you want in your feed every week, subscribe. There is more of this coming. Arrival here is choreographed, and the first thing the architecture does is withhold. That long travertine wall has no windows and no openings. Beside it sits a desert garden, columnar cactus, silver brush, boulders, decomposed granite. This is Hollywood Hills, and the landscape is talking about restraint before you reach the door. Then the wall stops. A glass vitrine holds a stand of cactus lit from behind, exactly where a front porch would be, with the oak pivot door beside it. Here is what most people miss. That pale wood walkway is a bridge, and the water underneath belongs to the lower level pool 2 stories down. You cross your own swimming pool to reach your own front door. Look straight down the axis and the city is already there. Most estates at this level greet you with a motor court. This one greets you with water. Inside, the main level does something unusual for a house this size. It stays low. The structure is pushed to the edges so the glass runs uninterrupted, and the room reads as one long horizontal band of city. There are 2 seating groups rather than one, a deeper lounge under the green canvas, and a second against a travertine wall with the fireplace set into it. This room does not perform. It frames. Then the walls move, those glass panels pocket completely into the structure, and the living room stops having a 4th side. On a warm evening, there is no line where the house ends and the terrace begins. Down the corridor, a skylight slot drops daylight along the wall and pulls you toward the far end. Every path of circulation in this house finishes in a window. The dining room sits inside the same open volume, defined by material rather than walls. That travertine plane does the work a partition normally would. The table is a single walnut slab with a live edge, seating for 10, and above it hangs a paper globe lantern, a soft, almost humble object in a $79 million house. When the room already has Los Angeles in the window, the light fixture does not need to raise its voice. A graphite canvas anchors the far end, and the glass slides away entirely. Dinner can start inside and finish at the fire pit without anyone moving a chair. Off the kitchen sits a smaller round table in a travertine alcove. Picture a Wednesday morning coffee, 1-plate cactus outside the glass, nobody else awake. The formal dining room is built for the occasion. This one is built for the ordinary day, and it may be better. The main kitchen is built to be social. One long island in fluted white oak, open shelving lit from within, leather-topped stools, a counter reading as one continuous plane. What you do not see is equipment. Almost every appliance is integrated behind oak, because this is the room people stand in with a drink. From the wider frame, the logic of the floor is clear. Kitchen, alcove, dining, living, terrace, one line, one direction. Then the second kitchen, wolf range with double oven, integrated coffee system, wine refrigeration, marble island, floor-to-ceiling storage, a full working kitchen 1 door away. A prep kitchen at this level is not an indulgence. It is the reason the main kitchen stays this clean. This terrace is the argument for the whole property. A zero-edge pool running the length of the house. A sunken fire lounge dropped into the deck at seat height. Los Angeles filling everything above the waterline because the fire lounge sits below the deck plane. It never interrupts the sightline from inside. Flame and skyline in the same frame. Nothing in between. The deck is large format limestone with agave and grasses in low planters. Everything out here sits below eye level, which is why the horizon stays intact from every chair. The spa is integrated into the same body of water, no raised tub, no separate structure, just a change in temperature. Picture a Thursday evening in February. The fire is on, the spa is at 102, the basin lighting up underneath you. This terrace does not have a closing time. The primary suite sits on the main level. Rarer than it sounds at this size, no stairs between the bed and the kitchen. Corner glass on two sides, a seating group facing straight out. The pool a few feet past the threshold. When those panels slide back, the bedroom becomes a covered pavilion at the edge of the water. From the bed, the view runs Century City to downtown. The palette is quiet on purpose. White oak, plaster, soft neutrals, one piece of art. Everything visual is happening outside. The bathroom is travertine throughout. Floor, walls, vanity, tub surround one stone. The soaking tub sits in a window wall facing the dense hedge, so it behaves like a garden room rather than a bathroom. Double vanity under mirrored cabinetry, glass shower, and a sight line running back through the bedroom to the pool. The closet is a dressing room with a travertine-topped island and lattice-fronted glass cabinet doors. This is not a closet with a mirror in it. It is a room that happens to hold your clothes. Two guest suites share this level with the primary. The first opens onto a planted terrace behind a hedge, no city view at all, and that is a deliberate trade. Some guests want the panorama. Some want to sleep past 9. The second is larger, with a travertine feature wall, a built-in desk, and glass on two sides. It works as a bedroom or an office without changing a thing. Two powder rooms serve the main floor, both finished to the same standard as everything else. In houses at this price, the powder room is where the budget usually starts thinning out. Here, it does not. Now, the part of this property that nothing else on the ridge has. One level down, the plan opens into a courtyard that is almost entirely water. A second pool wraps the space on every side, and in the middle sits a sunken lounge with a fire feature, a stone platform ringed by water under an open timber trellis, with the fire lit at dusk. The water carries the flame on all four sides, and the glass doubles everything back. Rooms look into this courtyard from three directions: the gym behind one wall, a bedroom behind another, the family room straight ahead. Then the element I keep coming back to, that glass tower rising out of the pool, is the elevator. It runs up to the main floor with water on both sides, fully glazed, so the ride is part of the architecture rather than a service afterthought. Most houses hide their mechanics. This one puts the elevator in the pool and builds the room around it. The theater seats 11 across 3 tiers, using individual armchairs rather than fixed recliners, with a side table between every pair. Walls fully upholstered in acoustic fabric, vertical light strips washing between the panels, oak wainscot below, carpet deep enough to kill the room. With the screen down, the geometry is obvious, every seat on axis, the back row lifted to clear the one in front. There is no bed chair here, and no window either. The only room where the view has been switched off on purpose. After 15,000 square feet of glass, that turns out to be a relief. The gym is not a converted bedroom. A full techno-gym fit-out, treadmill, bike, plate-loaded strength machines on white oak floors, with fluted timber columns and a mirrored wall. The real reason to train down here is the other wall. It is glass, and it looks straight into the water courtyard. You run facing a pool that surrounds a fire pit. Next door, the wellness suite, a massage room behind glass, a relaxation lounge, a wet counter with towel storage, all wrapped in vertical cedar and oak slats. The material change is the signal. You have left the house and walked into the spa. The sauna is cedar throughout with a stone-topped heater and an L-shaped bench, and there is a second upstairs in the primary bath. Picture Tuesday at 6 in the evening, gym, sauna, cold shower, then the fire out in the courtyard without going outside once. The lower level has its own view terrace and its own pool, a second zero-edge body of water, but covered. Deep roof overhang, columns, loungers, and shade. On an August afternoon, when the upper deck is running at 95 degrees, this is where the house actually gets used. The lounge beside it works as an outdoor living room. The city framed between the columns. 2 more guest suites sit on this level. One opens to the terrace and the view. The other opens directly onto the water courtyard. The pool a step from the bed. The bathrooms move to micro-cement and marble, vanity carved from one block, ceiling rain head, backlit mirror. There is a second laundry too, with Miele machines. A laundry room rarely earns screen time. In a house built to run with staff and long-stay guests, it is exactly the detail that decides whether the place works. The garage is subterranean and holds 6 cars with real room to move between them. Polished concrete, linear light runs, integrated oak storage, direct interior access. No turntable, no display lighting. It is a working garage at a scale most people would call a warehouse. Beside it runs the service approach, a separate drive and second entrance, so deliveries and staff never cross the arrival courtyard. That separation is invisible in photographs, and obvious the first time you host 40 people. Now the honest part. 15,200 square feet on an 18,000 square foot lot means the house occupies nearly its entire site. There's no lawn here, no open ground, and nothing you could add later. Everything green here is either a planter or a hedge. That is the price of this address. In the bird streets, land is bought for what it looks at rather than how much of it you get, and a flat, generous parcel with this exact sightline does not exist at any number, because the ridge is already built out. If you want acreage, this is not the house. If you want this view, there is no acreage version of it. At current bird streets levels, where trophy hillside sites with unobstructed jetliner views trade roughly between $4 and $7 million apiece, a meaningful share of this asking price is the position itself, before a single slab of travertine was set, and you haven't stepped inside yet. So what is this in one pass? 15,200 square feet, 5 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms, 2 pools, 2 saunas, 3 kitchens, a theater, a gym, a wellness suite, a wine wall, a game room, a 6-car subterranean garage, and a glass elevator that travels up through water. Paul McClean's plan, Dougally Oberfeld's build, Marmel Radzeiner's interiors, completed in 2023, moments from Sunset Boulevard. What stays with me is not the number. It is the sequence. You cross a bridge over one pool to reach the door and leave by an elevator running through another. Water at the beginning, water at the end. This house knows exactly what it is. Now, I want to hear from you. Out of everything here, the zero-edge terrace, the water courtyard with the fire in the middle, the glass elevator, the wellness floor, or that prep kitchen most people would happily live in, which one would actually change the way you live? Tell me in the comments. I read them. If this is your first time here and you want a property of this caliber every week, subscribe. Another one is coming next week.